Welcome back to GoldenGoose in my Team Builder Dynasty series that follows the South Canadian Wild Geese. Today is the last matchup of the regular season for the Wild Geese, and we're taking on Memphis, who are 2-9 on the season. We're 8-3. If we win this, we'll progress to 9-3 and most likely see a pretty decent bowl game and even have a chance at the American Conference Championship. Conference standings currently looking like this. I mean, we're tied with UCF. We're hoping that Louisville loses one. But I mean, it's going to be close. We could go up and get it this year. And we are ranked actually in the top 25 for the first time in Wild Geese history. Ranked number 15 right now at 8-3. Alabama is number 1 and they're 10-2 this season. So I mean, kind of surprising to see a lot of 2- and 3-loss teams in the top 10. Bowl projections, they've moved us to the Meineke or the Minike Car Care Bowl. I mean, it's not a revolutionary big bowl game, but I mean, we could potentially face off against Penn State. Now, I'm hoping if we win this game and potentially can win the American Conference, we're going to move up here into something a little bit more favorable. Here's how the matchup looks. We're both 72 overall. We have a 74 offense. They have a 72. We have a 71 defense. They have a 73. Very evenly matched up game. We have one of the worst offenses in the nation, but one of the best defenses, if not the best defense, in the NCAA. Now, Memphis kind of lands last place in most categories as well, so I'm really hoping that the Wild Geese can actually have a pretty dominant performance against Memphis. We do have a 4-star outside linebacker visiting. We're really excited. Hopefully we can lock him down. He wants us to have 2 sacks with a linebacker. That's going to be a tough one. Top players from Memphis, they have a wide receiver, a middle linebacker, and another wide receiver, so we're going to have to watch their passing game. And it looks like they have 2 players out, a right outside linebacker and a right tackle. But here we are, back in the Igloo to end this regular season, the second season of the South Canadian Wild Geese existing. Taking on Memphis, Goose Johnson is excited. We have recruits visiting. We have a lot of recruits that are kind of up in the air with committing to us, so a win here might seal the deal, especially because we're ranked in the top 25. We'd improved to 7-1 in the conference, 9-3 on the season. And it would be very, very exciting. And coming off of a victory against ranked Florida has the nation abuzz of the Wild Geese. But here come the Wild Geese out of the tunnel onto the Igloo. It is time to get into this action. Memphis kicking off to the Wild Geese to start this game off, and it looks like Quinn is going to be taking this one back. He's trying to work his way towards the outside, down at the 22. Now, Quinn is a senior, so this is going to be one of his last games. I mean, if we don't get in the conference championship, the bowl game will be his last one. So one of his last 2 or 3 games here for the Wild Geese and in college. So we'd like to see him really perform. Last season, he was on fire with over 1,600 yards rushing. The Florida game was all about controlling the clock, making sure that they owned time of possession, and the Wild Geese did. And I think that led to the big win that they had over Florida and them being ranked. Coming off a bye week, though, you got to be wondering, are they still as fresh, still as motivated? Everett looked really good in that Florida game as well. 3rd down and 6, though, here. This is the first big situation of the game for the Wild Geese. Planting his feet, delivering it to Harmon. Harmon stays in, down at the 47. A little bit of play action there. We're seeing Everett roll out. He's trying to get rid of it, but he's going to take a sack. 2nd down and 12. It looks like the Wild Geese are going to pitch it out to Nathan Quinn to the right side. He's only going to find 1. 3rd down and very long. You got to be hoping for a conversion here if you're a Wild Geese fan. Otherwise, this drive's going to come to an end. But Scruggs hauls it in on the sideline. Great pass by Everett. You might as well just fast forward to 3rd down for the Wild Geese because that's where they're really producing today. 1st down and 10, 2:56 to go in this first quarter. Everett has the ball. He's going to get to the outside edge. Makes a man miss, makes 2 men miss. Inside the 20 to the 10. Down at the 5. 31 yards for Nathan Quinn. He wants the Wild Geese to go 9-3. Obviously, being a ranked opponent, number 15 in the nation, there's a lot of expectations to beat a team like Memphis. Even though you're pretty evenly matched on paper, nobody thinks that Memphis should be able to beat you since you're in the nation's top 25. They got the box loaded right here. Let's see what the Wild Geese do. Looks like they're going to pitch it to the outside, and Roden's going to get right in. A 3-yard touchdown run, and the Wild Geese are first on the board. And with the extra point, the Geese take the lead 7-0. It is a cold day here in Canada. Toronto, the city of ice, I don't know. It's freezing late in the season. No snow, though. So that's positive if you're a player out on the field right now. Robinson trying to make the tackle. They bring the man down at the 20. It's funny, this team has kind of taken a complete 360, or I'd say 180 from last year. Last year, the Wild Geese had one of a very prime offense, I'd say. One of probably the more entertaining ones to watch in the NCAA, and their defense really lacked last season. But this year, their defense is one of the best shows in college football, and their offense has been very, very subpar. So, I mean, it's just great to see how they turn the defense around. We just got to see them kind of equal out the offense next season. Third down, 9 yards to go. It looks like they're playing some type of zone look. House is going to try to pump up this home crowd. They're loud here in the Igloo. It's a sold-out affair right now, especially with how they've been performing. House is going to pursue, and Carr's trying to make the tackle. Do they have him short? No! He reaches over and gets the first down. Surprising to see the Wild Geese give up such yardage on third down. Obviously, this team is a no-huddle type of offense, and that might have the Wild Geese feeling a bit fatigued. They can't even get off their blocks. That was a huge run by the quarterback, and I think Goose Johnson is taking a timeout. He's got to talk this out with his team. The Igloo crowd is still into this one, and it looks like they're going to run it and get stood up, a 3-yard loss. If you've been paying attention to the Wild Geese's recruiting efforts this season, you would have seen that they're really trying to build a new wide receiver core, get a new halfback, a quarterback as well. But then they're really focusing on the defensive side of the ball and trying to keep this defense as strong as possible. Massive hit there. Again, you got the no-huddle look here. But they're trying to hurry them to the line. And no one's really wide open, and that's not going to be a first down, 4th and 4. And it's time to punt. The Wild Geese defense does their job, only allowing 2 first downs on that drive. And they kick it off. This one's deep. It looks like they're going to field it around the 15. Scruggs takes it out to the left side and gets to the 30 roughly. The option play worked really well for the Wild Geese last week against Florida. We'll see if they continue to stick to it today. And, oh, that should have been handed off by Everett. It wasn't. He's going to pay. That's a 3-yard loss. But after 1 quarter of play here in the Igloo, South Canadian Wild Geese have the lead 7-0 over Memphis. Taking the snap, it looks like this is a passing play for sure. Everett throws it beautiful. Scruggs has it down at the 49. Passing game 4 for 4, 68 yards today. I mean, if you're a Wild Geese fan right now, you have to be excited about this play at quarterback. Everett is a sophomore. He's got 2 more seasons left in him. And their halfback, they're losing him, but they have recruited, I think, a pretty solid halfback for next year. They have another quarterback, too. They'll probably redshirt him, and then they'll have another good 3 years of great quarterbacking. I mean, this team's looking like, you know, in 2 or 3 years, they could easily be a top team, a top 15, top 25 team to start the season off, and maybe even in another conference. Goose Johnson, the head coach of the Wild Geese, and Zach Lutter, the athletic director of the South Canadian Wild Geese, have done a great job building this team over the last 2 seasons. And I just can't wait to see a few years from now where they really stand here in the NCAA and in the American Conference. Getting open. Wow. Wow. Everett had that ball for nearly 8 seconds, it seemed like. Gets rid of it. It's a completion. 6 for 6, 108 yards. I mean, Memphis is very evenly matched up on paper. If you look at their paper setup, I mean, they're pretty much identical to this Wild Geese team. But the Wild Geese have just performed so well in so many different situations. 1, because of coaching. 2, because of recruiting. Just great management by this squad. Being a fan of the Wild Geese right now, too, it's such a great time. You know, you got some cheap tickets over the last couple seasons. Obviously, pricing is going to go up after this year, especially if they're able to win a bowl game here. And it looks like they're going to throw this off to the halfback, Nathan Quinn. He gets into the end zone. He cut right upfield. 13 yards and a touchdown. That's Everett's first on the day. 7 for 7, 121 yards. They're looking like a well-oiled machine out there. I mean, if somehow the Wild Geese squeeze their way into the American Championship game, they are going to be very deadly and could win it. You want to see the Wild Geese get into a good bowl game this year. I mean, I think they have the squad. I mean, they might not be the most talented on paper or in the mid-70s, but I honestly think if they get there in game-time situations, they've been just playing lights out. First down and 10, 3:28 to go in this half. And Memphis has the ball. And it looks like they're going to try to dump it out on the left side. That's only going to be a 3-yard gain. They're all over them. The Wild Geese have the number 1 rush defense in the NCAA and the number 3 pass defense. So, I mean, it's hard to move the ball against this team. Jennings tried to hop on the halfback, picked the wrong guy. Wow! Kirk makes the quarterback pay for keeping that one. This quarterback likes to run. He does have wheels. I think, you know, the Wild Geese have to think about maybe sending a man on the blitz here and there. Trying to stay in zone, obviously, to protect against the pass, but right there, that was a big mistake by the Wild Geese defense. You don't see a lot of those from them. This hurry-up is so deadly. It's keeping the Wild Geese defense on the field. It's keeping them not subbing out. And yeah, that quarterback's going to keep it. Jennings gets swallowed up. Kirk gets there. 2nd down and 1. Jennings trying to pump up the Igloo crowd here. And wait, was there a flinch on the offensive line? That's going to back him up, and it was a false start. 2nd down and 6. Jennings going out in coverage. He left the man in the middle and went to the man on the outside. That wasn't the right move. 1st down and 10. Memphis has been moving the ball downfield relatively well, and Jennings, he swatted it. He could have had it. He jumped the route. House pumping up the crowd, trying to keep them loud, keep them into it. Memphis is knocking in on scoring territory right now. House tries to get back there, can't get to the quarterback. That's a 1st down. Your offense has moved the ball relatively well if you're the Wild Geese. I mean, right now, though, you just got to get this defensive stop. You've been good on defense, and that is great. The option play went nowhere as Price got back there so quickly before they could really even snap the ball. 2nd down and 15 to go. I mean, they're in field goal range already. It's going to be a longer one for this Memphis kicker, and that's out of bounds. They're not blitzing as much as they were just moments ago. Trying to keep more people in pass protection, maybe having House spy just a little bit on this quarterback. They don't want him to be able to run with it. But there we go, short pass. You got to get 97 to catch him, and he does. They're going to call a timeout. 37-yard field goal. There's some slight wind to the right, about 3 to 4 miles per hour. They're trying to go up by 3 here, improve from 0 to 3. And it's going to go in. It's going to be 14 to 3 with 1:55 to go in the first half. Now, if you're the Wild Geese, you're probably focusing on getting some points on this drive. You do have to give the ball back to Memphis to start the next half. You have 1 timeout, so you probably want to try to keep the ball in the air. You don't want to leave too much time for Memphis, though. I mean, your defense has looked really, really good all season, but that last drive just wasn't their best effort. Harmon, though, he caught a big one down at the 32. Everett put that so effortlessly into the perfect position, and Harmon came down with it. Now you can worry about working the clock just a little bit. Don't want to leave Memphis too much time. You do have a timeout. Handing this one off to Quinn. Quinn can't get the block he needed. Otherwise, he really could have broke a big one. That's 3 yards, though. 2nd down and 7, under 1 minute to go. And it looks like Everett's going to keep this one. He gets hit, though. That play kind of just blew up from all angles. You can wear this clock down, but you want to leave some time. Because if you can get a 1st down here, you can still go ahead and get that touchdown. And there's Everett to Harmon. Inside the 10, they're going to be in the hurry-up. 25 seconds left. Everett's going to take the snap. He's going to bullet this one into Morgan. Morgan's open. And that's a touchdown, an 8-yard touchdown reception. 10 for 10 for Everett in the first half, 188 yards, 2 touchdowns. Wow. This team's going to have a freshman running back next year, so maybe they're going to have to rely on junior Everett next season to really lead this team, plus their new core wide receivers. This is for a 3-score lead. This is going to put them up by 18, and it does. Beach is kicking this one off, 22 seconds to go. Memphis does have 3 timeouts. They can go and hurry up. Maybe they can come away with some points here. The Igloo crowd is loud and into it right now. 1st down and 10, and it looks like they're going to run the ball here. I don't know if they're going to try for any points. 16 seconds. No, I think they just want to get to halftime. After 1 half of football, South Canadian Wild Geese lead 21-3 over Memphis in this American Conference matchup. To start the second half, Beach is going to be kicking it back to Memphis here. 18-point lead for the Wild Geese here in the Igloo. Jensen in pursuit. They've been pretty good on special teams this season, too. Nice knockdown. He's down at the 27. 1st down and 10. Let's see what Memphis does to start this half of football off. And the quarterback's going to try to run it, and he does. He finds 9. The Igloo is shaking right now. And it looks like the quarterback's going to get rid of it in the flat. And that is a 1st down. The guy's still on his feet, nearly at the 50. 1st down, a new set of downs. Brooks makes the tackle. 2nd and 7. 2nd and 7. Kirk's coming after the quarterback. He missed. They're going to have an opportunity to pitch it here. And they try to cover the pitch, but oh my God, they let him inside the 15. That was a botched play from the beginning. I mean, on defense for the Wild Geese. And that just did not look good for them. Trying to cover their butts after a missed tackle. And there we go, 2nd and 11. It's hard to score against the Wild Geese in the red zone. They really don't let you move the ball too much around here. In shotgun, Memphis, 2nd and 11. And Jennings is in pursuit of a receiver. He is fast. And they come down with a sack on the quarterback. 3rd down, 14. House is pumping up this crowd. Let's see what they end up doing. Moving back, and that's a big sack. Losing 8 yards. This might take them out of field goal range. Harden gets back there. That's the third sack for this defense on the day. They've been eating up this Memphis offense. This would be a 45-yard field goal. Obviously, it's not going to help them any, so why not go for it here on fourth down and 23. Jennings pumping up this crowd. He's in pursuit of one of their receivers, and that's not going to be a first down, so it's a turnover. One big play really broke that open for Memphis, and it looks scary for the Wild Geese, but they had 2 sacks in the red zone and knocked them out of position. I mean, great play. There's Nathan Quinn getting to the outside, beating everyone to the edge, 14 yards. Nathan Quinn's last game in the Igloo, I mean, it's got to be something important to this kid. His last 2 seasons have been spent here at this school playing for the Wild Geese. Quinn gets to the outside. He's having a great game today. That's going to put him over 73 yards on the ground today. Everett, I think, is still perfect on the game, which is insane. Let's see what he can do here. He doesn't want to have to get rid of it. He's going to keep it on the ground, and he's going to stumble forward. 2nd down and 3, 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. And Quinn's going to get the pitch. Beautiful. He was like shot out of a cannon. He finds the first down and another 10 yards. Make it 83 for Quinn. Can he get in the 100-yard club today? I think if you're Goose Johnson, you want to feed Quinn. It's his senior year. Obviously, not a chance at the NFL. But, hey, you're in South Canada. Maybe there's a chance at the Canadian Football League, the CFL. I think Quinn has enough raw talent to where if he was maybe a junior right now, he might have a chance at getting somewhere like arena football or maybe the CFL. But it just was a little too late for him. And let's see what happens here. Harmon's been on fire today inside the 10. 11 for 11 for Orlando Everett today. 208 yards, 2 touchdowns. They're 3 for 3 in the red zone. Let's see what happens. Can they get Quinn inside the end zone? Quinn tries to post up on someone. He'll lose 2 more. Jose Golden's been very quiet today. We do see him on the field right now, and he is open. Jose Golden inside the 5, down to the 1. 12 for 12. Can you believe that? Orlando Everett perfect on the day. 3 for 3 on third down conversions. They got to get in the end zone here. I think they're going to try to wear this clock out. They're quieting down the Igloo crowd. With probably a second or so left, they'll snap this. And they do. Quinn finds his way into the end zone. His first touchdown on the ground today. Looking to make it 28-3 against Memphis going into the fourth quarter. And it's good, 28-3. 3 quarters of play are in the books. This contest is pretty much done. 28-3, a 25-point difference. That's going to be almost impossible for Memphis to come back at this point. 148 yards allowed by this Wild Geese defense today. 303 allowed by the Memphis defense. Kirk's trying to get back there. And Carr makes the tackle at the 26. There is a flag down on the play. Clipping. And this is coming back. Starting things off from the 12-yard line. Memphis can't be feeling good about that. Jennings trying to keep this crowd into it. I know it's late in the fourth quarter. It's a cold night here late in the season at the Igloo. Oh, a missed tackle, but 2nd and 3. Kirk cleans it up. This team loves their hurry up. They're still using it. Trying to take the Wild Geese by surprise. 2nd down and 3. Okay, let's see what they do here. Jennings is playing this short game. He misses the halfback on the tackle. Sloppy tackling, trying to lay the big hit. 1st down and 10. And that is a screen play. But McCauley's going to make the tackle. They have a new quarterback in right now. I mean, we just noticed that. I don't know if their other one got injured. Someone did get injured on their team and is out for the game, so must have been their quarterback. We'll have to see if he's going to be all right. Williams makes a tackle, 3rd and 4. You haven't sent much pressure. You know, if you're the Wild Geese, maybe you're thinking, hey, maybe we send a guy after this inexperienced quarterback. See if we can put a little pressure on him, because right now he's perfect on the day. He hasn't thrown an incomplete pass. And Kirk makes him pay. Holy, 4th and 1. And at this point, Memphis concedes. They will punt this ball away. And I think we're going to see the Wild Geese try to control the clock like they did in that Florida game and just get out of here on this possession. And it's up. It's not as deep as you would expect, somewhere around the 36-yard line. And Scruggs takes it. He gets hit and fumbles the ball. Wow. Memphis gets it back. Breathing new life into this Memphis offense. An opportunity to score at least. I mean, that was sloppy by Scruggs. You can't see that in the next 2 games. I mean, if they get in the conference championship, you can't have plays like that. The defense doesn't look sloppy. That's not the phrasing. I mean, they pretty much 3-and-out them last time, but they just don't look as electric as they usually do. They're not really applying the pressure I'd expect. 3rd down and inches here, though. What are they going to do here? 3rd down and inches. Are they going to send the house? Jennings coming. He's going to get to the quarterback, and that's intercepted by Herb Kirk. Herb Kirk's going to stay in bounds down at the 28. Beautiful. I think the Wild Geese defense is upset that they've even allowed 3 points today, and they intend not to allow any more. 2:43 to go. Jensen is in motion for the Wild Geese. Hand off to Quinn. He bounces out to the left side, trying to break one and does. Still on his feet down to the 40. This man's running with a purpose today. Quinn has 93 yards. He needs 7 more to have a 100-yard game. This is most likely his last game here in the Igloo, so he would love to have that as a way to seal things off for his Wild Geese career. There's 6. He's at 99. Just under 2 minutes to go in this game, and they're handing off to Quinn. He's going to find his 1 yard. He actually finds 3. That will probably be his last carry of the game. 4 for 4 on third down today. Man, the Wild Geese's offense really looked good in this one. They had to call a timeout. Couldn't quite get the play off in time. It looks like they were trying to change things up. Quinn and Everett in the backfield. 3rd down and 1. He hands it off to Quinn. Quinn's got space in front of him and finds 12 yards. 114 yards on the day. 7 yards as an average per carry. And in this one off to their fullback, Thompson. He pushes forward for 3 yards, and there should only be one more play left in this game. Taking the snap with only 6 seconds to go in this game, and that will tick the clock off. And that is the end of this game. The Wild Geese finish their season 9-3, 7-1 in American Conference play. What a season for the Wild Geese, and what a way to end his Igloo career here. Nathan Quinn, 100-plus yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Really was productive today. 114 yards. He did have 13 receiving yards as well and a touchdown, so very involved today. 2 touchdowns. Great way to go out for that senior. Here's the stats for the team today. Orlando Everett came out 12 for 12 today. 218 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was sacked 1 time. Rushing-wise, Quinn 16 carries, 114 yards, 7.1 yard average, 1 touchdown there. Roden also had 1 carry for 3 yards and a touchdown. Receiving, Harmon, the tight end, got really involved. He's a senior as well. Only 65 overall. He won't be seen in the NFL, but 5 receptions, 134 yards. I mean, great football. Morgan, our wide receiver, that's a junior, had a touchdown today, 1 reception for 8 yards, and Quinn had a reception for 13 yards and a touchdown. Newell had a sack today, and Harden had a sack today. 2 big sacks. We had a lot of people having tackles for a loss. Price had 2, Harden had 1, Brooks had 1, and Newell had 1. Then honestly, you can't forget that interception from our senior free safety, Herb Kirk. We have an upgrade for our head coach. I don't know what I want to use. Letter of intent, that's a pretty good one. I mean, we can get the kitchen sink too. Each recruit has a plus 100 extra points assigned to them each week. I mean, that's not bad. I like that. But also the closer. I think since we're getting close to the end of the season, we want to make sure Goose Johnson can close on some of these recruits. Here's some of the players we have a large deficit on. I mean, this athlete, I would like to toss some points at him. He's a 5-star. I mean, I think we're going to toss everything we possibly can at this guy that we have left. Hopefully close out on him. We must have been in the lead for him at one point, and then he was just snatched from underneath us, so that's not the position we want to be in. Let's work less hard on this cornerback. It kind of seems like he's made up his mind here and just try to make sure we can seal all these other athletes. I mean, these guys are very solid players. Would love to seal these guys up. We're going to put 600 towards everyone else and make sure we can get them. And there we go. I guess that's all we can do. Okay, still in a recruiting battle with this 80 overall quarterback, this pretty much 80 overall halfback, and this left outside linebacker. Those are going to be crucial. This is conference championship week, and it looks like we fall just short. UCF, Louisville, those guys are going to be in the conference championship. Louisville had an 8-0 conference record. They're sitting at number 18. UCF is number 25. We're number 13 in the nation. I mean, very surprising. And right now, we're looking to be in the Kraft Fight Hunger Bowl. I mean, that's December 29th at 4:30 against USC. They're a ranked opponent, too, so this is a little bit more prestigious of a bowl game. Get to play against another ranked opponent, especially USC. It's going to be a tough game, though. So let's advance conference championship week and just see what bowl game we get into. And it looks like the quarterback from Ohio State won the Heisman Award. Big congrats to him. And it's official. We are going to be in the Kraft Fight Hunger Bowl against the USC Trojans. We're ranked number 15. They're ranked number 21. And I guess there's no conference championship for our conference, so Louisville is the conference champion. They're the winner of the American Conference this year. Next episode, though, we're going to be taking on USC. Kirk is siding with us in this game. That's surprising. USC is so much better than us in every category. I mean, we did beat Florida. with the clock mentality strategy, and I think we're going to use a similar strategy, trying to keep possession of the ball in our favor. If we can do that, we'll have a chance. Doesn't mean we'll win, but we will have a chance. Our defense, number 1 for total defense, number 1 for rushing, number 3 for passing. So, I mean, we have the number 1 defense in the nation, and they have about the number 32 offense. And right now, recruiting's going pretty good. We have a lead on this halfback. He's like 80 overall. We have a lead on this wide receiver. He hasn't committed yet. A lead on this center, who's a 3-star. Lead on cornerback, outside linebacker. We have leads on this athlete, this outside linebacker, this defensive end. We almost have this athlete ready to commit. This strong safety and this athlete are not too far behind. This cornerback is pretty much hopeless now. So in episode 27, the Wild Geese are going to take on the USC Trojans in the Kraft Hunger Bowl. And then in episode 28, we're going to do the whole offseason. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait for it. Hope you guys are excited. If you are, hit that like button. If you're new around here, subscribe, turn on those notifications. But until next time, peace out.